Well, parts of Baltimore remain on lockdown as the governor declares a state of emergency. It all followed yesterday's rioting and looting after the funeral of Freddie Gray. This afternoon, much of the attention was focused on cleaning up the battered city and justice for the man who lost his life while in police custody.
This is about human rights. The rights, the value of life.
Protesters say they're looking for accountability in the death of Freddie Gray, the man who lost his life after suffering a spinal injury while in Baltimore police custody. They want to be distinguished from the small percentage who looted and burned parts of the city yesterday after Gray's funeral.
Now, tensions are running high right now at this intersection of Pennsylvania and North Avenues, where behind me you see a police barricade. It's the same site where many protests and rioting took place last night.
This is frustration. The best way to describe it is crying at a funeral. No one thinks that crying at a funeral will bring back their loved one, but it has to get out of you because you have so much tension, so much anger, so much hurt. And so with these young people and not so young people out here saying they have this tension, this anger, and this hurt, this is much larger than Freddie Gray.
No justice for peace! Jail to police!
Shortly after yesterday's funeral, things got out of control when a nearby high school let out.
They closed down schools early, and then police arrived at Mondawmin Mall and Station, which is a transit hub. There are no yellow school buses that take children to school. They all catch mass transit to get to school and back. So they were let out early. They arrived where they normally go to go home, and the buses and the metro were shut down, and they couldn't go anywhere. They were physically stranded.
In all, there were 200 arrests, 144 vehicle fires, and 15 structural fires, including the CVS store, which was torched and completely gutted on the inside. Today it remains unboarded, with people still roaming around inside the condemned store. Many others were out trying to help clean up ravaged sites in the city, brooms and trash bags in hand.
We did a lot of cleaning up over and by Fulton, and it went pretty well. A lot of people came out to help.
Other areas of the city were also torched or looted, including this Rite Aid on Martin Luther King Boulevard.
A lot of the students at the School of Social Work saw a need. We questioned, what do we do now? And the immediate need was cleanup. So we wanted to get to some areas that maybe didn't make the mainstream media and just hit the ground running and clean up.
Last night's Orioles game had to be canceled after nearby businesses were vandalized. This nurse, who works at a hospital near the stadium, became highly emotional about the turmoil in her city.
Just coming in and seeing the National Guard and the state police at some place you frequent every day, it's just surreal.
And while the protests and increased police presence continue in Baltimore, so far things remain relatively peaceful on the same streets that were ravaged yesterday.
Meanwhile, Maryland Governor Larry Hogan has signed an executive order declaring a state of emergency in Baltimore, activating the National Guard. Supplies are being sent to areas throughout the city, including 20,000 meals and 1,000 bottles of water, which will be provided to law enforcement and first responders. Now, Prince George's police deployed 30 to 35 officers to Baltimore to help with the riots. Hogan says that they're working to help local businesses recover.
Well, the immediate need is to restore calm and peace to the city, make people feel safe. I think we're already well on our way to getting that accomplished. There are no more fires burning. There are no more looting going on. You see a tremendous presence on the streets now, which we didn't see yesterday. There's also issues like emergency housing, which we're providing from both Department of Human Resources and the Housing Agency. There's financial assistance. We've activated 2,000 volunteers through the Governor's Office of Community Initiatives from around the state.
The thousands of demonstrators who did it the right way, I think, have been lost in the discussion. The overwhelming majority of the community in Baltimore, I think, have handled this appropriately, expressing real concern and outrage over the possibility that our laws were not applied evenly in the case of Mr. Gray.
Now, states including New Jersey and Pennsylvania, as well as the District of Columbia, have sent more than 300 law enforcement officers to contain that situation.